Welcome to the Lead Pedal Podcast with your host Bruce Outridge, where he talks all things trucking. Now let's get rolling.
Hello, welcome to Lead Pedal Podcast. I'm your host, Bruce Outridge. This is episode number 1014, and today we're going to talk and showcase the electric truck. That's right, we saw this at ExpoCam, and we're going to tell you all about it, so stay tuned. Hey everybody, you've heard of Rosedale Transport. Well, you know, they've got tons of opportunities for you no matter what you want to do. You know what? It doesn't matter what terminal, because they have terminals all across North America, and they are looking for owner-operators, truck drivers, and other team members that might be of interest. The best way to find out all the information about Rosedale, the history of a 50-year company that's stable and rock solid in the industry, is to go to rosedalegroup.com. That's right, just go to rosedalegroup.com, and you can see all the opportunities. Look under the careers tab. You'll see what's available. You'll see they've got 800 employees, 2,500 happy clients, 15 offices, and 50 years of trust. And when you get there and you talk to them and you say, hey, you know what, I want to be part of your team, make sure you tell them that you heard about it from the Lead Pedal Podcast. All right, rosedalegroup.com. Tell them we sent you. Bye. All right, one of the reasons I went to ExpoCam is they had a big focus on electric vehicles this year, and we've been talking about it so much on the podcast that I wanted to check it out. And of course, Volvo is a leader in that area, as they are in a lot of areas, and they had an electric truck there that's 100% electric. It's a day cab. Moreno Transport is the transport company that is using it and lent it to them for the show. And it was a nice, clean piece of equipment, but I still didn't know much about them. If you look on the outside, hey, you know what, you see a big battery area, that's about it, but you're not really sure what that is. Other than that, the truck looks the same. So I wanted to get a little more into it, and I was happy to talk with Ryan Lapointe. Now, Ryan's one of the salespeople over at Volvo Montreal, and he was on site there and gave me a great interview about the electric truck and what it's all about. So I'm going to get into that interview with Ryan right now, so stay tuned.
My best.
I don't have any hard questions, Ryan. So I'm here with Ryan Lapointe.
Yes,
did I say that right? How are you?
Correct. Good, thank you. So,
I'm glad you're speaking English. Thank you. My wife is the French one. I'm the English one. So how long have you been working with Volvo?
8 years.
8 years.
Yes.
So you've seen, I imagine over the last 8 years, you've seen some real transitions from, you guys came out with like the latest transmissions and all that. Now we're looking at electric trucks. Tell us about this. This thing's 100% electric. I know in the industry we've been talking about it, and if you're a long hauler, it's not good enough or not heavy enough if you're local. So I'm in between. I don't know what's happening. What are you seeing? Tell us about the truck in general.
Well, right now it's 100% electric, exactly like you alluded to. It's only good for an urban application, so really like an LTL, that kind of stuff. It's not good on highway, because the problem is as soon as we get on a highway, and here in Quebec and Ontario, you know, we're locked at 105, and as soon as we go at 105, all we're doing is pulling energy from the battery. These trucks come with regenerative braking, so the more traffic and stops and goes you do, the better it is for the autonomy of the truck. So that's kind of where the technology is. It's not a Volvo thing, it's a battery electric technological thing.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So the more I brake and start, which most of us try to, I drove for 20. Yeah. So the more we do that, the better it is for electric trucks.
Which is why it's only available in day cabs.
Oh.
Yeah. There's no electric trucks available in the sleeper configuration.
Oh, wow. See, the stuff I am learning already. That's amazing. So now, are a lot of companies looking at that with some of the environmental policies we've got coming in the future? And I think we're all supposed to be doing this by 2030 or something ridiculous like that. Do you see a lot of companies looking at this now, seriously?
Yeah, well, Volvo has some very good goals, I think. They're saying by 2030, half of their production in the world is going to be an alternative fuel to diesel. So whether that's some sort of hybrid, whether it's hydrogen, whether it's electric, and by 2040 they're saying that they're going to be 100%.
Wow. Okay, so we are in Quebec, and my wife has informed me, because she's originally from Quebec, this could be the coldest place on the world, in the planet, depending on which time of day you are, right? So
the Swedes might argue with you where they do the testing of the Volvo trucks. They do it in the Arctic Circle. So
what about cold weather? Because we all know batteries in cold weather don't exactly like each other. if that's my whole power source, what am I looking at as a driver in the wintertime?
You are correct that we definitely have some challenges, but you got to look at it the other way. When Volvo started, we did a lights project in California. The heat is just as bad for a battery as the cold is. So yeah, we've done some things to try and mitigate the impact. Our new generations of trucks have their own, if you want to consider it like a thermal pump, that only works 24 hours a day just on heating or cooling the batteries. That's all it does, 24 hours a day. It will certainly have an impact. We're working on different ways to mitigate the impact, but 6 to 9 months out of the year, you're not going to have any problems.
Okay. All right, so it's a summer truck. No kidding. Now the other
it's a fall and spring truck.
So the other part that I think is a big serious problem is the infrastructure to support that. Where are you going to plug these in? You know, especially en route. You know, where do you stop? Are they doing a lot of that in Quebec or wherever to have support systems at stations and truck stops?
Yeah, so actually they're doing it across Canada. So you might notice in Petro-Canada's across Canada. This is not a lie, you can look it up on the Petro-Canada website. If you can actually drive from Vancouver to Halifax, and I might get the kilometers wrong, but every 200 or 250 kilometers, there's a Petro-Canada that has a supercharger where you can recharge the trucks.
And how long will that take? Because that's been another issue. Do I have 2 days to wait?
Yeah, so these superchargers are 350 kilowatt hours. The trucks can take 250. So let's say the truck is empty, it just barely makes it in. In 90 minutes, the truck will be completely recharged.
Oh, okay, all right. So that's good, especially an application where someone's returning the same place. They probably have a charger built in for that. So now, what about the weight? This is the other issue. I'm trying to get all of my concerns out of the way. Sorry, Ryan, you're my first guy today. What about weight? I keep hearing that's going to be a real problem.
They're very heavy. They're heavy. So let's say a normal day cab, like we've got a white one right there, weighs about 16 to 17,000 pounds. This one, because of the batteries, is about 26,000 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah, so it really diminishes your payload capacity.
But a city environment, usually they're not running around at maximum capacity depending on what they do anyway.
Yeah, but even guys like beverages, guys that do beverages and stuff like that, they're actually looking at diminishing their load so that they can use an electric truck to deliver their merchandise.
Okay. And is it true that this can power a small town? Like when they're full, I don't know. I'm going by what I've heard, and I may be totally wrong on what I'm saying.
I can't comment on that.
No, but like it builds a charge, right? Does it build a charge where, I know they were talking about they could use that extra energy because the truck will never use all the energy it produces, if I have the facts correct, that you can actually use it for other applications as in an emergency to be an extra, generator.
Well, so let's say that the batteries are good for about, Volvo estimates about 6,000 cycles, okay? So the batteries are fully charged to empty and then recharges a cycle. At the end of that 6,000 cycles, it's no longer good for a truck application. However, it could be good for stuff like solar storage and all those kinds of things. So the batteries will have a second life. So yes, they will be used as a storage capacity to power greenhouses, power houses, store energy, so it is a possibility, but you wouldn't be able to just say, my cell phone's a little bit low, I'm going to plug it into the truck batteries.
All right, well, thank you. You have straightened out some concerns and stuff that I've been hearing for years now and never got an answer, so great. Thank you for your time today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hey folks, in today's economy, it's what you keep in your pocket that's important, and that means your taxes as well. And you know what? I want to tell you about RS 2000 Tax Services. They specialize in the trucking industry. That's right, whether you're an owner-operator, a carrier, a truck driver, it doesn't matter. They can help you because they understand the importance of you being on the road and the kind of things that you're going to come up against, and so they can help you. And I got to tell you, they are extremely proud of the service they provide because they provide it to most of Ontario. They're available 7 days a week, 12 months of the year. That's right. The people that are going to be dealing with you are going to be at your home, at your business, wherever you need them to come to, because they understand that you're traveling. You don't have time to go and drive somewhere else on a weekend. You've only got a certain amount of time to be with your family. So they come to you. You can ask them questions anytime at 1-800-304-3986. And they operate Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Although they're consultants and accountants that deal with you work with your schedule. So you will be available there. If you want to give them a call, again, tell them that the Lead Pedal Podcast sent you at 1-800-304-3986, or you can visit their website at rs2000tax.com. They're in Kamoka, Ontario, but they don't want you to go there. That's why they come to you. Who can find Kamoka? Anyway, we've been dealing with them for a while. They've been in business since 1994, and I can tell you, we've had them here on the podcast many times talking about their services, so you can go and listen to any of those episodes if you want to hear what they have to say. But they have been around for a long time. They specialize in trucking, and better off, they specialize in you. Give them a call at 1-800-304-3986 or visit them at rs2000tax.com. Make sure you tell them we sent you. All right, so that was a great interview with Ryan. So I was amazed when I looked at this truck at the... it's just different because you don't really see a motor. It's almost like it's missing something. And a lot of stuff is a lot of space inside because you've taken away motors and transmissions and all that kind of stuff, that it really creates a lot of interior space for a driver, which was really cool. It is still a good looking truck. The Volvo's a good looking one there. He was saying that they had not got it to highway status yet. These are more used in the city. But I was impressed with it. And I could tell you, you've got to go and check this out. Go check out the video on this, because when you see how small the motor is and how much space there is, it's going to kind of blow you away. If you're used to having big cats and stuff like that in your truck, it's quite different. Anyway, big thank you to Ryan from Volvo in Montreal for having this interview with me. I really appreciate you taking the time. It was fun talking with you. And make sure that you... check out the video. It's something like you've never seen, but it looks like that's where we're all going. We're all going electric. All right, so it looks like the next show that's coming up, as far as events and truck shows coming up, it's probably Clifford Truck Show. That's in Clifford, Ontario. It's usually the Canada Day weekend. We're hoping to make it up there one day and see what's going on. We'll just be up there the one day walking around and hopefully seeing some friends. But that's the next one that we have on the docket. Other than that, our Lead Pedal 1000 tour starts July 15th. July 13th, actually, at Walcott, Iowa. We'll be at the Iowa 80 show. And, of course, after that, it's the Great Canadian show. So those are the next few stops on the Lead Pedal 1000 tour, which we've launched. So best way to keep up with all of that is to keep up with our socials. You can get us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We're on TikTok, and you can also find us on LinkedIn. All right, my friends. Hey, check out the video. This is really cool, this electric truck, and you'll be seeing another electric truck future episode. All right. Thanks to everybody at Volvo and ExpoCam for sharing their expertise. Bye for now.
This has been another episode of the Lead Pedal Podcast. For more information or to subscribe to the podcast, visit theleadpedalpodcast.com, and be sure to follow the podcast on Facebook and Twitter.